What's good? What's good? What's good? This is RawTruth Media giving you the raw content that you deservedly need. Please like and share this video. An important conversation today. Let's get some more people in the building before we even start. Coach Joe's going to be on to talk about the obstacles that the city of Jackson's overcoming, especially with this football team. Coach Prime and his staff is going above and beyond to make sure his players are getting everything they're supposed to get as a team in regards to washing uniforms, the water situation, the water crisis, to also making sure they're staying at the proper hotels. I want to say that the city of Jackson, the citizens there are doing a hell of a job of being resilient through this water crisis. And we have Coach Joe in the building. Peace and blessings, Coach Joe. How are you doing?
Hey, good morning, DJ. How are you doing this morning? I'm doing wonderful, doing wonderful. I'm just a little bit, a little bit heavy-hearted about that situation that's going down there, in Mississippi. But yeah, feeling good this morning. And you good? You good too?
Oh yeah, I'm feeling good, man. It's smoky out here in Washington State right now. So
Mm.
yeah, it's one of those type of things, man. But Coach,
Fires?
yeah, the California fires. So a lot of smokes are past this way right now.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. That is something.
So Coach Joe, um, in regards to the city of Jackson and the water crisis, what is your opinion about it?
Well, DJ, let me start out by saying this. There are right things and there are wrong things, sometimes in life, sometimes it can be difficult to quantify and put it into clear terms which way is right, which way is left, which way is up, which way is down. But this situation here has a lot of history to it. Okay, and what I'm talking about is how our people, our tribe, are treated and have been treated in this country. See, this is the second major situation that we've seen as it relates to our people here in this country, as it relates to something that is fundamental to life, and that's water. Clean drinking water, clean bathing water, clean water in your house. And so we saw this before with Flint, Michigan, when that situation over there, when that water situation was horrible, and they were where in Flint is what pretty much a city that's our city. That's a city that's based on our people. See, so this situation in Jackson State is really, really, really got my hackles up. I was really upset about it, especially looking at it, reading the stories of it. See, and how long these brothers and sisters been dealing with. I've been dealing with the situation. Jackson, Mississippi, by the way, is the largest population of us in any city. We're about 82 to 85% of the population over there in Jackson, Mississippi. These are still brothers and sisters and our family that came through that Middle Passage and came through that whole slavery and Jim and Jane Crow and still remained in the South. See, and this is horrible how this country continues to treat our people and act like their hands are off. You know, the president saying nothing about it. The vice president ain't said nothing about it. It's absolutely ridiculous. David Banner, the hip hop artist, the rapper, he's from Jackson, Mississippi, and I saw a video with him, and he was talking about This is not a situation that just came about out of nowhere. This has been going on there a long time. See, and in context of Jackson State and that program and how we feel about that program and how we feel about Dion and his sons and what he's done for the HBCUs and stuff, then we're not really even talking about that. What the kids are having to go through. The kids at the university have gone home. Okay, but the football team, those kids can't go home. They're living out of hotels, trying to make the best of the situation. See, that other game, last game, probably proved a little bit of it, huh, DJ?
Yeah, it did.
See, so we need to give these kids and Dion and his staff a real pat on the back, a real clapping of the hands. Okay, because they're going through what almost nobody else in this country is going through, particularly in these student athletes, and they are performing beyond living out of hotels. See, trying to find some normalcy. We know that that athletes, and we know that humans, we as humans, what do we crave? We crave consistency.
Mm-hmm.
We want to know that things are going to be all right on a daily basis. See, and they can't do this, but yet they are still performing at a high level. See, and not getting hardly any credit for it. And of course, the coach, the Most High put the perfect person to encounter and to be the face, to be the entity, the person to carry the weight. Prime time, Deion Sanders, baby, prime time. See, he knows he's been in the eye of that storm that's been attacking our people and been a thorn in our side for a long time. So so DJ, there's a lot of stuff about this situation, that needs to be some light shine on. So I'm so glad me and you are doing this morning, are shining some light on the situation from more than one direction. Because we want to celebrate Jackson State. We want to celebrate what these kids are going through. We want to also acknowledge the fullness of what they're going through. And this is a very, 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 very tough situation all around for everybody. But it's a preventable one that could be prevented. See, that could have been prevented. This is an infrastructure situation. Me and DJ were talking about this last night, and DJ was saying the water pressure down there has gotten better. They've gotten the water pressure up, and that's a wonderful thing. But what is it pressuring? Is it pressuring some good water coming out, or does stuff look like black coal?
And yesterday, I seen some videos of some Jackson State citizens saying that the pressure is good, but the water is still brown.
Or black.
Even worse.
Even worse.
And I wanted to say something. I looked up something right now. And it says the EPA, and this was on the CBSnews.com, the EPA launches an investigation into Jackson, Mississippi water crisis. Well, they should have been doing that a long time ago.
Facts.
Because what I've heard.
And you know what's interesting, DJ, is the EPA. Okay, well, we saw this. They did this dance, EPA, OPA, OPP, UPA, whatever the hell they are.
OPP.
We did this dance with Flint, didn't we?
Yeah, we did.
And how many people were held accountable?
Not that I know of.
Yeah, exactly. We listening. We still waiting for the whispers. I mean, we're waiting for the system to take its course. Waiting for the system to correct itself. Yeah, yeah, it's gonna correct itself. All right. Flint's still dealing with water situation.
Yeah, they are.
See, but this situation here, one of the things I am happy about, I'm very happy about, because I've been following it as much as I possibly can without being there. watching citizen journalists on internet and different sites, people, be turning into, becoming journalists, if you will, and telling their story of what's going on. And it's been heartbreaking. I heard a mom one day, saw a video, and she's yelling and screaming at, at her children, out of desperation. I could hear it in her voice, trying to remind them. And I have children, so it's a difficult thing when you have kids and you're trying to manage some type of crisis like this, because kids have short-term memories and they forget things easily. Stuff that you would say, well, wait a minute, how did he forget that? How did she forget that? Well, because that's the nature of children and growing up. So she was, trying to remind them, no taking showers, don't put that water on your face, don't brush your teeth, don't drink that water, don't bathe in that water. You could hear it, because she didn't have it. What could she do except that? See, so it really warmed my heart to see so many people, so many of our people on social media and other stories that I've read, reaching out and helping, sending water. David Banner said that there were quite a few people in his world, that hip hop world, that had checks ready. This is very much the message that Prime Time, that Dion has brought to Jackson State, and that has illuminated for us, DJ. And that's, we have to do our part to help ourselves as well. We have to do the best we can, irrespective of what the other people are doing or what position they're taking. Whatever. These are our family. These are our kids. See, and so we need to be proactive about it. And I'm so glad to see so many being proactive. Now, of course, we're hearing crickets from a whole lot of venues, a whole lot of camps, folks who are quick to come out and promote their art, quick to promote what their businesses, yada yada yada. But now that it's time to step up and do some and help from your heart, we're hearing crickets from many of those sides, and that's always a difficulty for me to deal with. You feel me, DJ?
Yeah, and like a wise person once said, actions are displayed by your conscience, not by your words.
Woo!
Let me repeat that again. Actions are displayed by your conscience, not in your words. See, the problem in today's society, and even within our community, we live by self-righteousness instead of doing what's right. See, a lot of people want to look at me, I'm giving back. Well, really, are you really giving back to the full potential of your abilities as a person? And that's why I respect Coach Prime, because he walks it and talks it. And there's some stuff he's doing behind the scenes that's helping the city of Jackson. People couldn't even believe it. They think because he shows one side of what his team is doing, they think that it's telling the whole story, but it's not.
Facts.
They fail to realize that. And I hope Jackson State, the school, has the best season around, because we need an HBCU that is dominant. We need an HBCU that is trying to level the playing field, take this into another level. When it comes to dominating, when it comes to being that damn good on the field, there is going to come with haters or distractors. People who don't even know HBCUs are rooting for their downfall, but it's okay.
Facts.
That comes with the territory. But what do you think about that? how Coach Prime is really giving the citizens of Jackson something to look forward to in this difficult situation with the water crisis.
It just reminds me, DJ, of when the Most High picks you. When you say yes to the Most High, when you say yes to carrying the weight, heavy the head that wears the crown. Prime Time been wearing that crown for a long time. His neck should be so tired. He been wearing that crown. And that's what you do when the Most High says, when you agree to, as the Most High, to be that light, to be that example, to be that bottom line in a society that doesn't like bottom lines, in a society that doesn't like truth. We want it to come through in a way that we can digest it, where we have to do nothing. And Prime's example is Dion's example. Coach Sanders' example is no, 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 no. We have the ability, and we have always had the ability to keep a lot of balls in the air. DJ, at this when stuff like this happens, it brings my mind to stories and people that I have met in my life, and stories that I've heard of just how blessed, just how much grace actually exists in our stories and in our in our lives, as we take the necessary steps to unfold and be the best that we can be. See, Prime wouldn't be Prime if he didn't have 5,000 hats on. Or he wasn't doing a whole lot of stuff. He's reminding us black men. He's reminding us, look at all that we can do. We can do whatever we put our minds to. Literally. Not figuratively. Literally. See. And we've gotten to that place where and I'm so happy to see that we've gotten to that place where we are starting to have the conversation, to ask the questions, to say within ourselves, what should we do? What is our role? What is my role? And I never downgrade or fail to acknowledge and try to put up to prop up and edify on that level who our brothers and sisters who come and wear that crown and take those arrows and take that all that vitriol, take all of those obstacles, deal with all of those obstacles. Okay, because they know that they agreed, and Dion knows that he agreed. As Dick Gregory said, once you agree to take the rose-colored glasses off, once you agree to stop looking at life through that premise, then you know that there's nothing that you can do. You know that you can't back. Yes,
and
DJ.
Coach Joe, before you keep going on, because you are. I want to give a shout out to Prime Time, no relations. He said good vibes, good vibes. Shout out to Zoe, man, of 1400 Tiger Talk, man. Good brother. I sent the link out. Zoe, if you could be on the stream, you're more than welcome. He's from Jackson, Mississippi. Great brother, a good brother, man.
Awesome.
And I want to address something. I saw a comment, but I'm going to say this. There's a reason why what's it called, the EAP, EPA. There's a reason why they're doing an investigation. It's because these are things that are supposed to be resolved within Mississippi, within the government, that wasn't resolved. So it's more than just dig a well.
And DJ, let's keep it. Let's be honest. We talking about people who have been paying their water bills and not receiving what they've been paying for.
Right.
That's what we're talking about here. Same way it was in Flint. People paying their gas bill, their water bill, like y'all pay y'all's when those bills come in. You expect the services. You expect to get what you're paying for. See, so this has, there's an idea. Yes, I agree that we should be doing things for ourselves. Okay, and we are. That's what we're here highlighting. That's what we're here highlighting. Dion and the Jackson State team, they're not looking for excuses, are they, DJ?
Oh no, they're not.
Are they making excuses?
No.
Are they saying because the water crisis and the university shut down and all the kids went home, we want to go home too? Did they do that?
Oh no. And Coach Coach Joe, we have Zoe in the building. Peace and blessings, my brother.
What's going on, DJ? Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
All right.
Good morning, Zoe. How you doing, young G?
Oh man, good morning, man. Peace and blessings.
Good, you as well. So good to talk to you.
Likewise. I just wanted to come on, man. Just kind of give everybody an update. The water issues, for the most part, kind of been subsided. A lot of it's political. I mean, I'm not gonna really get into all of it, but did want to update because I know the perception is that the city is just completely out of water, and right now that's not the case. We're kind of back to at least the previous normal that they had before the flooding, which was, the city has water pressure now. So the entire city has water pressure. The only problem is now we're just under your normal, boil water notice. So, with that regard, it's not going to affect the game because, really only thing that's going to be needed is, using the restroom, and everybody drink bottled water anyway. But in regards to like the gameplay and the game going on, things of that nature, all that's fine. It's just for the city, we're just back under a boil water notice.
And so let me ask you a question. How many of those notices have you guys been under? That you remember, you're from there. So how many off the top can you remember?
It's hard to keep count. Let me say this. From somebody like I'm no longer in Jackson. I live in Atlanta now.
Okay.
But let me just say this, man. I don't want to paint this with I want to paint this with the proper brush, and that is, everything that's going on with it is totally political, all of it, and this is not nothing new. Not even like, oh, this is 3 or 4 years old. This is decades old.
Right.
This has been going on for decades.
Facts.
I've been in Metro Atlanta since 2012, and we're talking about decades before then. So, and you can even just sit there and watch all the tea leaves and things that you see. Everything that's done is political. You'll have one side of one party going to be there, the other party won't. Either or, whatever line you decide to be on, it is what it is. And honestly, to even see it, it kind of make you really hate to even deal with politics because you feel like neither side is working for you. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And all you want to hear is one side throwing the other one under the bus when it's the people that suffer. You see what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, I've always said this about Mississippi in general. And I'm a Mississippian through and through. I love my state. You know what I'm saying? Lord willing, I probably end up moving back. And that may sound crazy to some people, but I love my state. But I've always said that when you think of racism in this country, everybody always knew that it was down south, right? But then when you think of the most racist place down south, the first thing that always came to mind was Mississippi.
Facts.
Over everybody, right?
Facts.
Well, I could genuinely tell you that being from Mississippi, I never dealt with anything racial in my life. It wasn't until I moved to Louisiana that I have actually even dealt with anything racist, right? Mm-hmm. But don't sit here and believe that I'm in Atlanta. You think that racism ain't here? It's here and it's strong. The only difference is the racism is bad in Mississippi towards the point they don't care if they'll suffer with their racism. And what I mean by that is same races are here in Georgia, but they respect business. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. In Mississippi, they don't. And you're seeing it. And that's the issue. They don't respect business. They don't respect green, because those same people who are, because it's not like everybody's suffering. I don't care if Republican, Democrat, straight, gay, woman, man, or child. Businesses are suffering. So whatever political side you want to be on, if you got a shutdown on water within the city, guess what? Those wealthy people are suffering. Those poor people are suffering. It's an equal opportunist. But the thing is, we're gonna undermine businesses, and they're gonna affect all businesses for what? Political gain? It don't make sense. That's why we always say you gotta take emotion out of business. And that's the issue. We put politics in the business. And and then when you add race and all the other social economical things that you want to put into it, because everybody said this is environmental racism, which it is, but there's a lot of other things attached to it too.
Zoe, let me ask you something. Being from Mississippi, right? What I said earlier about the lineage, the actual story, that these are the people who have generationally been our family members, who have been generationally before we came to this out of the South, before we came out to the Midwest, Chicago, where I grew up, and came and in the West where I am now in California, and what DJ is over in Washington State. See, what we have to understand is political mean, in my view, when I hear political, that means that there is that there are sides, and there are good sides and bad sides, and that this is a situation that is being managed. Well, because in politics, that's what it is. It's the art of distributing resources, and the art of getting along and making deals. Okay. There have never been any deals in Jackson, Mississippi for our people, except one. You live the way that we say you live. And let's keep it real here. It matters greatly during a crisis what kind of resources you have. Everybody's not in the same boat. The wealthy folks in Mississippi can leave. They can move around the same way they've done whenever there's a tragedy, whether it's Houston, where DJ is from, and those floods that were there, whether they're the wildfires here in California where I'm at. There are things that we have to deal with as humans, absolutely. But some things, like this infrastructure issue, this is an infrastructure issue.
It is, but let me also add too, there are a lot of other dynamics in the play too. Like, we have to realize, when you speak about Mississippi, it's a lowly populated state. Like I said, it's a microcosm of a lot of different things. It's a multitude of issues that's rearing its ugly head. You know what I'm saying? Outside of the racism, to me, the racism is it's the low hanging fruit. It's true fruit. It's true berry fruit, but it's low hanging fruit. You gotta understand too. Our best and brightest are leaving at a great rate. We're already a lowly populated state to begin with. For an example, Mississippi is, land-wise, is just a little bit smaller than Georgia, but the city of Atlanta has more people than the whole entire state of Mississippi. Also, year after year after year, the population is decreasing at a rapid rate. Then you also add to the fact that when you look at the job market, the housing market is not conducive to the job market in Mississippi. Also, when I mention political, I'm just saying, there's not really a negotiation, because we have more blacks in Mississippi per capita than any other states, the blackest state in the union. But being there's the blackest state in the union, it's divvied out all throughout the state, but we don't hold any power. We
Facts.
don't.
No, facts, brother. That's Zoe. That's the point here. This is the point here that we're making, is that somebody like Dion, who brings with him excellence, black excellence, resources, success, brings that with him. See, and adds his beingness, adds his who he is to this fight. See, You know, what we got to understand is we don't have a choice in this country if we are going to take the position that this is our right. This is our right as citizens to receive what we pay for and not allow them to downgrade this into some other kind of something. This is nothing more than you buying and paying your bills and expecting the lights to come on.
Well, let me say this too. Now, from a state a state perspective, we don't have power, but I got to call a spade too. When it comes to the city of Jackson, we actually did have some power. Well, we do have power. The issue is we're BSing with what we have because, yeah, there are things that can happen within the state with federal funding. You know what I mean? But at the same time, I know the mayor of Jackson personally. I grew up with him, right? And it's easy for us to sit here and say, okay, we try to get money from Joe Biden with regards to the infrastructure bill, and we got denied some money. But at the same token, we have gotten money in the past, and we put money for infrastructure that we could use for water or other things, and we sit here and we give it to the planetarium, to somebody to somebody who has a shady past. So that's what I'm saying. It's a multitude of things because everything is not just black and white or white and black to the point where, we're just getting denied everything. Have that happened? Yes, it has. But my thing is, I'm going to call it straight down the middle because we dropped the ball too, especially when it comes to things within the city. We're a black city.
So let me ask you this. Let me ask you this, though. When you were in school, right, and all of us, when we were in school, were you aware of the smart kids that were in school?
Yeah, one of them.
Well, okay. What about the ones that weren't smart? Did you notice them as well?
No, this is kind of subjective.
Were they obvious to see, Zoe?
No, some were.
Some
were, but some weren't.
Okay. Well. What I have found over and over and over and over again, as it relates to this situation here, as it relates to our tribe and how we are treated in this country, our country that we built. No positions are filled by accident. So you're saying that they put somebody that you went to school with is the mayor and ain't really doing nothing?
No. I didn't say that. What I'm saying.
What did you say he was doing? I'm sorry.
No,
I'm sorry.
said no. I didn't say he's not doing anything.
No. What is he doing? No, I'm sorry. I didn't hear you say what he was doing. What is he doing?
No, I said that that we've received funds federally in the past,
and he's done what with those funds?
He's appropriated funds, but instead of us at one particular time, instead of putting funds for that could help this water crisis, we send money. We divert money to other things, to the planetarium. But that's just one particular. That's another year. What I'm saying is,
you're saying that he has misappropriated funds that were intended to go toward helping the people.
No, because misappropriated.
You said appropriated.
Well, let me clarify that. Let me take that back. Wrong word. Because when I say misappropriate, that's gonna lead the fact of saying, okay, well, Shokwa, you got money specifically for the water that you didn't put toward that to put something else. So that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that you got money to do as you please with. I got money to deviate how I want to deviate it to. But I'm saying we had a known water issue because this has been going on for decades. So instead of doing something to renovate, a building that's getting ready to close, your first rite of passage, and the best example I can give is, look, you got a house, right?
Mm-hmm.
You got a house. All right. You just got some money, however you got it. And you know that things in your home require maintenance. And I'm talking about they're in dire need of maintenance.
Right.
Mm-hmm. So you know that you got something that's in dire need of maintenance, but you say, hey, you know what? I know it's bad, but I haven't done such and such in a long time. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna go out back and fix the storage room. I know my pipes are bad. I know this. They can go out any day. But the storage room is just, I got something valuable in there, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that. So it's not a misappropriation of fund because I did it at my choosing. You see what I'm saying? Because
No,
I went to
no, I hear what you're saying, Zoe, but what you're leaving out is this point. What you're leaving out is the fact that a mayor is one sitting position. There's a governor that's in charge of the whole state, and that governor.
sure.
When have y'all had a black governor in Mississippi?
Never.
Never. So that means that means the money ain't never came, the infrastructure ain't never been taken care of.
Well, I'm gonna
That's
say,
what that means.
hold on. Let me interject.
That's what that means.
No, that's that. I can't agree with that because I'm not.
Within the
Hold
people who are saying,
on.
hold on. So let me finish. Let me finish. So the people, so this water crisis in Mississippi is a mirage. Then it's not really
No,
real. It's not really happening.
no. What I'm getting at is that, man, when I was a kid, Jackson was thriving. It was a beautiful city. What I don't do, and I'm pro-black as could be, but I don't subscribe to just because we got a black governor, then Jackson's going to be good again. I don't subscribe to that.
Nobody's suggesting that, Zoe. What we're suggesting, Zoe, is the truth. Okay, the people in those positions in the governor's seat and the people who hold the power in y'all state, like the people who hold the power in almost all of these states, have the power to make sure the infrastructure is in place and make sure the infrastructure is okay. That's their job.
No doubt.
So wait, at the top, not your buddy that's in the mayor's seat, at the top. And that is what has not been happening. That is what has not been happening.
I'm not disagreeing.
We don't have the resources, and we don't have the resources, and we don't have the connections either to fix it.
I'm gonna say this: it can be fixed because
it can be fixed. Well, of course, it can be fixed. We're not saying it's impossible.
Hey, Coach Joe,
yes, it can be fixed. Yes,
Coach Joe, let's go because this is a good conversation, and this is something that's that needs to be talked about. We're gonna go one at a time, and then I'm gonna read the comments.
Okay, that's cool. So what I was gonna say is, no, look, I agree with you. Yeah, it does start at the top, but the thing is, like I said, when I was coming up, Jackson was a beautiful city, was thriving, and there's some other things too that we could point to say, when things started to change, and it wasn't white flight, it wasn't. But again, there are things in place above the city of Jackson that the state had a hand into, to where things started to decrease and go haywire. But I can tell you right now, as a black man, a lot of black people had their hand into it. A lot of black people had their hand in the demise of Jackson, Mississippi. That's not my opinion. That's fact. But again, no, we shouldn't be here. Jackson should be thriving. And thriving for Jackson is not becoming in Atlanta or over bustling with people. It doesn't need that. But there is no way in hell or any reason in hell why we should be in the state that we're in. It's to the point now, it's so lowly that we sit here in a major campaign, any political figure that's in that city is talking about getting roads paved. That's what we are. That's what we are. Your main campaign is about getting roads paved. And there's thievery going on within the city. There's, that's taken from things like roads being paved, things being done. And to be honest, as I'm on here, a lot of it has to do with us. A lot of it has to do with us. Not the governor, not people, not the state. It's people within the city of Jackson. But to add on what you're saying, that's why I say it's a microcosm, it's a multitude of issues, white and black. But yeah, but not to stray too far from what you're saying. Yeah, it starts at the top and it trickles down. Yeah, the governor and all the other state people who make decisions, yeah, they screwed over Jackson because again, there are other things in play. At one point they want to relocate the capital to another city because they no longer wanted it Jackson. Part of it is that they want to take over the airport. Move it out of Jackson, to do something else. It's all kind of things in play that's political. By the powers that be. But at the same time, there's a really, really bad underbelly of issues within black folks in the city of Jackson. They're screwing over their own city. It's facts. And you won't find anybody in the city of Jackson that's going to say that I'm lying. Or you know what? I don't really agree with that because I'm not even giving you my opinion. I'm giving you fact.
Yeah, this is a great discussion. I'm gonna read the comments. Let me start with. I'm gonna go up a little bit. And Zoe, I want to say, brother, happy birthday, man. I think it was 2 days ago, right?
Yesterday. Appreciate it, man.
Yesterday. Yeah.
Yeah,
Happy birthday, man. I sent you something on the Cash App, man, for
I
your
did,
birthday.
man. I was gonna reply to everybody some love back, man. You can see, look, I'm at the hop off here anyway because I'm at work, man.
Oh yeah,
So
man.
Appreciate you, Zoe.
appreciate you too, man. But no, not even trying to give you no pushback, my guy. Just being real because um want to be clear and concise in my thoughts because let you know, no, I'm not even in really much of a difference in what you're saying. I'm in 100% agreement with you, but also I have to put it out there that you're right in everything that you're saying, man. But at the same time, from being there, being from it, coming from it, black people did a really really bad number on our own city, and I can't sit there and I can't cap or put on just because I'm in a public forum. I'm never gonna do that, and that's why I say it's a multitude of things, man. Yeah, we got people in power. They made some decisions, but man, we did some bad things to ourselves, and that's what I'll leave you with this. And I say it all the time, man. Slavery did a number on us, and at some point we got to stop devaluing our own stuff because if we valued it, then Jackson won't be in the shape that it's in. Peace and blessings to y'all, bro.
Hey, Zoe, you
Yo,
left out a whole a whole. I like what you said, but you left out a whole era. How about Jim and Jane Crow?
plays part two.
Well, I mean,
I
that
mean,
was that's what it rolled into.
yeah, but
Didn't it roll into that?
that's still the same thing. It derived from slavery. You can put it if it's an outline. If slavery is one,
Right.
Jim Crow is what? A.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Facts.
so same thing.
Facts.
Peace and blessings to y'all, man.
You too, my brother.
Man. That's Zoe, man. Man, this was a great conversation. Um, Veronica, he'll say that's true. Let me start with the comments. Coach Joe, man, I'm glad you came on this show, man. This is we need these conversations, man. We need them. Sonic Boom C98 says all people from the red states didn't want infrastructure investment, but now when they get it, they act like they were all for it. And he said he means it could have been better. But one thing I definitely agree on what Zoe said. What he's trying to say is not only it's a microcosm of not only racism, right, but people in power who look like us, right, not helping our people at the same time, and not putting the funds where the funds need to be at. You know, what's that saying, Coach Joe?
Hmm?
If you don't have your house in order,
Facts.
expect bad things.
Facts. Ed Houston said something. Can you highlight it, DJ? He said, "We as a people have not even begun to recover from slavery and oppression. We got to
Let me
stop
find.
pretending like we are good and we are far from it."
I'm trying to
That's
find it.
what that's why I'm at. That's what I'm on. I'm on that right there. See, because no black mayor, no black congressman in this country. Barack Obama said it when he went into office. He's saying it now over and over again that when he was in there, he couldn't help us. He could only help the other tribes. They wouldn't allow him to help us. So he increased white wealth in this country when he was in office because of the system. The same people are in charge of the system. Infrastructure is an issue that has to do with the system. It's got nothing to do with no one particular person and no sitting in no chair. It's got nothing to do with any of that. See,
You see that right there, Coach Joe?
yeah,
Coach
absolutely. Over
Simmons says
400
over
years. Thank you.
400 years of PTSD.
Facts. See, DJ, I've had a little bit of experience in this era. You know, with somebody I know who was in charge and as it was a mayor of the town I grew up in. One of my mentors growing up was the mayor of the town, and he managed to get himself and many of the people in his crew and investigated, and some of them indicted by the FBI. Misappropriating, taking money. Now, should he be held responsible for what he did? Absolutely. Absolutely. But what was he doing? Doing the same thing that the rest of them been doing. It's just that we don't get a chance to. When we do it, we get punished and reprimanded for it. When they do it, they get patted on the back.
Man, powerful. And shout out to Sports Guru for donating to the channel. He said, awesome show. It is an awesome show. And when it comes with strong discussions, truth, there's going to be, there's not going to be no sugarcoating. And this is what raw truth is meant to be. We're not here to pacify problems. I repeat, we're not here to pacify problems. We'll set it straight, no matter if some people may like it or not. But the truth will be said. And I've been on YouTube long enough, Coach. You know this.
Right.
They doing weird stuff.
Weird stuff.
Messing with the algorithm when we being too real, and messing with just all types of stuff. I'm just surprised the stream is still on. Knock on wood.
Facts.
Simply Beautiful says, the same way we packed out the vet, which is Jackson State Stadium, that is, we need our leaders to fill our wrath, show up to the governor's mansion, mayor's office house, and show up at the polls, speak out against their white collar crime.
Facts. We can do that. That's something that we can do, and it's something that we're probably going to do, because the energy is there for that now, and the consciousness is there as well. And DJ, I want to just say this: our story is well documented, and it's well documented in a way that is factual and truth at the same time. And that's the numbers that they keep. See, Jackson, Mississippi is still the largest population of any black people, any of our people in this country. It's the epicenter. It's the epicenter, if you will. See, and we have a part to play without a doubt. And that's why we wanted to do this stream, DJ, right? We wanted to talk about what Prime is doing in the face of all this mess.
Yes.
See, nobody is suggesting that we do nothing. But we have to be honest about what we can do. And what we cannot do. And we have to also be honest about what those that are in positions of authority, we are also in a position to hold them responsible. We need to hold them responsible, because again, what do we say here, DJ? Just like in Flint, the brothers and sisters in Mississippi are paying their water bills too and not receiving proper services.
What's that saying, Coach Joe? You're going to have to pay me what you owe.
Facts. You're going to have to pay me what you owe. Ain't nobody asked. See, and that's why for me, this is about this. This is about us putting the light on the system, because this is nothing that we as a people the people in Mississippi could have done about this. This is an infrastructure problem. Infrastructure takes government. See.
And let me read this. Deputy Mario, peace and blessings. He said, RawTruth Media. Listen, the state of Mississippi will not pump money into Jackson, Mississippi until they give the state that airport. Rankin County has wanted to take over that airport for years. I knew it was a game within the game. That's it right there.
Facts.
Me and Coach Joe, we going on almost 2 years. We have coined the term of a game within the game. That explains it. That's the game within the game.
Facts.
In a water crisis going on in Jackson, Mississippi. I want to salute Deputy Mario for pointing that out. See, this is what they're not telling you.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna leave that comment there so you can disseminate and just look at the politics. We're not gonna say politics, politics that are going on.
Facts. Because politics is the art of compromise. Two people of good faith coming together, or two or more coming together to compromise and come to some understanding. Politics is to pretend like you're doing that, but you already have an outcome in mind, and you pretending like you don't. That's the difference.
Man. Yeah, hit the like button, subscribe to this channel, share this content, and also donate to Coach Joe for speaking his wisdom, $base cat. All is welcome. This is how we support each other. And we got 90 plus people in the chat. Let's get it to 90 likes. Eddie Houston says, welcome to Intelligent Conversation. Like, share, subscribe to the channel. Thank you. Thank you for posting that, my brother. Sonic Boom says, Obama was naive. He believed in the home thing, red, white, and blue. And I knew he would get a rude awakening. People tried to warn him. Well, what's that saying by the legendary Paul Mooney? We all get our, I'm not going to say the word because I'm not trying to get flagged, wake-up call.
Facts.
We all get that wake-up call. That wake-up call is something.
Sure is. It ain't no joke.
Man. it's like a blizzard hitting you. That thing ain't no joke, man.
And this is the thing, DJ, I don't want to confuse.
Right.
I don't want to confuse wanted to get confused when we see amazing leadership like Dion is showing up and showing out as with his Jackson State team. See, we to expect all of us or any of us when we get into a position where we could help, or a position of authority, or some kind of a little bit of power, that person's gonna turn into Dion, or that person gonna turn into Malcolm, or that person gonna turn into Nat Turner, that person gonna turn into Meg Evers, that person gonna turn into Dr. King. No, what? No, we got people who could be mediocre too. And they pick some of those mediocres. See, when I was going to school, I clearly could delineate as a kid in school the kids that come from places where education is important to them and they gotta get their grades. Kids who live in homes where it really ain't that big of a deal, where they got to get something else, the athletics, or they got to get some kind of art and craft or something like that to get through. And the ones who just say, man, bump this mess. Just filling a seat, taking up space. And when you see people like that in that group wind up in positions of power, wind up in positions of authority, wind up in positions of influence, it's not a coincidence. I'll repeat, it's not a coincidence. See, Dion is showing you, Coach Prime is showing you what happens when a renegade comes in. Mm-hmm. When somebody comes into the system that is a renegade, an alpha renegade, then that system moves around them. See, it has to move around them then, because they're gonna take that stand. And Dion is taking that stand and showing the rest of them young black men how to take that stand. See,
Oh,
we can't expect everybody to be Dion.
right.
And if they not Dion, we gonna say, well, man, they sorry. I mean, they could have did better. No, they couldn't have did better. And you know why, DJ? Because we remember them from school. They weren't the brightest crayon in the box then. How did you think they became that? Come on, man. Come on, man.
Hey,
Come on,
Coach Joe,
family.
how about this? Everyone can't be Dion,
Thank
but
you.
I would like for some people to be fearless like Dion. I would like people to challenge people like Dion. I
Fact.
would like people to not be a yes man like Dion. I would like people to be a doer, not just a talker like Dion. I
Facts.
would like people to show the example to sacrifice for their kids like Dion. He didn't have to do this. He didn't have to go to Jackson State. He could have went to a FBS school, but he came to Jackson anyway because it was his calling. We had Shines making fun of it because let's be honest, all skin folk are not kinfolk. Y'all know
Facts.
the deal, and we don't really care what they think because they're not even here to help with our own people. They're not even here to bring a beacon of light to our own people. So their opinion would never matter.
Facts.
He's a forward thinker. And I want to be around forward thinkers. I don't want to be around people that want to be stuck back in the past and say, "Oh, well, it was good back there. It was great." No, 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 no. I want to be around forward thinkers.
That's right. And DJ, I'm on the record. Somebody tell me, now correct me if I'm wrong, and come at me if you feel I'm wrong, family. When has things in this country ever been good in a state for us as a people? I'm gonna wait.
Woo! That silence is all you need to hear.
I mean, when DJ? When has it been good?
Ooh, look at this. Look at this comment, Coach Joe. Deputy Mario says, "Raw Coach Prime is doing a good job, but he has to undo about 100 years of old Mississippi history. Phil Bryant is the ex-governor of Mississippi, the nephew of Carolyn Bryant, who caused the Emmett Till's death."
How about that? How about that? How about that? And do we honestly think that those people, who did he say? Ex-governor.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, when I look at Nipsey Hussle and what he was doing over here in my neighborhood before he was gunned down by the system, using one of our boys to be the executioner. But it clearly was the system was clearly was behind this. The powers that be who control the system were clearly behind this. And why? Because he was deep in the neighborhood. He was deep in the neighborhood. What they call over here, they call him neighborhood Nip. Deep in the neighborhood. But he was one person. And that machine chewed him up and spit him out. We did not, DJ, let me remind our family of this. We did not burn down our own Black Wall Street. We didn't close the black banks that I grew up with on the south side of Chicago when I was growing up. We had a number of black banks. 9 ain't but one, if it is one now. The brothers and sisters that ran those banks and owned those banks didn't decide to just quit. It was good business then, it's good business now. The problem is the powers that be said they couldn't be in that business no more. So it closed. So they moved on. and the community knew nothing about why.
And let me read this, Coach Joe. Sonic Boom C98 says, I'm going to use that politics word. Hey, I wish
Yes.
more people use it, man.
Yes. Facts.
You know, Malcolm always said, use the words that they have already, meaning the dominant
Facts.
society, and flip it on them.
Facts.
So back in the day, instead of calling injustice police, especially when they did due to unarmed brothers and sisters, pigs, he would call them aardvarks.
I love it.
So you got to. So growing up, I would always use words that are different to explain how I feel.
That's right. See, DJ, let me explain something to the family. I mean, share something to the family about the application of this system and how the application of it and how devious and they are with it. My father was a World War II veteran who qualified for the VA loan and free education that the government set up for veterans after World War II. But incidentally, DJ, or coincidentally, incidentally, I mean, I don't think it's a coincidence or an accident. But a congressman or a senator, I'm not sure which one he was. I think he was a congressman from Mississippi, argued and got them to change the way that they would distribute the VA package that they signed into law to improve the lives of the veterans that were coming home from the war. Well, my father didn't get his VA loan that he earned until the 60s. Because the people in charge set it up that way. See, because that's how they intended it. The congressman from Mississippi that was a spokesperson, a leader on this thing. What did he say? We can't leave this up to the federal government to disseminate. Why? Because they would have just given it to whoever was a veteran. Didn't matter what color you were. If you had the paperwork and said you were a veteran, you go apply and fill out the paperwork, you get what's coming to you. He said, no, we can't have that. We need to return it to the states and let the states decide and disseminate this program, to institute this program. And so we know what they did in Mississippi and all over the South and the North to those veterans. We know what they did. They withheld their benefits. Even though it was illegal, they withheld it. See, so not one of us in a position of mayor or congressman would be able to do anything about that. Even if they talked about it and screamed it from the rooftops. That ain't gonna change it. Just like the situation ain't gonna change in Mississippi with us screaming it from the rooftops. We have to identify the parties who are responsible. We have to identify what needs to be done and hold those responsible who are responsible, along with helping our people as best we can. We must do both, and we can do both. And Dion is doing both. Actually, Dion doing about 5 or 6 or 7 things.
Yeah, it's a lot of jobs, man.
Huh, DJ?
Yeah, I mean, one thing I appreciate about Coach Prime, Deion Sanders, is that with the health situation that he dealt with, just the adversities that he's dealing with, man, he's a true alpha. Mm-hmm. That's what a leader looks like.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it looks like. Not complaining about it, saying what's going on, and directing it head on. And that's what you're supposed to do.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Facts.
Knowing that, you know, it's gotten so bad, Coach Joe. Every time Jackson State wins a game, the powers that be would always talk about Coach Prime going to the FBS. Now, I can't predict the future, but damn, it's funny that they keep doing it, but I'm not surprised. This is going to
Facts.
happen.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to keep talking about these other schools like Georgia Tech and many others.
Mm-hmm.
Deputy Mario, and he been on fire in these comments. He said slavery officially abolished in Mississippi. Did not say 1800s.
Do
February
not say 1800s.
February 7th, 2013. Now it's officially off the legal books in the state.
Then that means that it's officially off the books in that date. Then that's what it means. It means the state of Mississippi still held on to slavery up until 2013.
Sonic Boom C98 said that's what it's about. All the talk about shifting power to the states and privatizing things is just smokescreen. It's about putting the power in the hands of former slave and landowners.
Facts. See, family, look at what we're talking about. And this is, I think, DJ, I think this is one of the reasons, because we are as a people overall, we are kind-hearted people.
Oh yeah, man.
We are kind-hearted people, and we like to believe the best in people. We really do. We really, I feel like we really like that. Not all of us, obviously, but the majority of us are like that. So we don't want to believe that these people are still after us, that these people are still hate us, still do not want us to succeed, still are actively putting impediments in our way so that we won't succeed, or that we'll be so screwed up if we do succeed, we won't be no good to nobody because of the war and the battle.
Solo Virgo says still in the Constitution.
Facts.
Coach Simmons says slavery works better if you don't tell them.
Facts. 14th Amendment, family. 14th Amendment, family, says that if you get convicted of a crime and you go to prison, then you lose all your rights. You are basically a slave. So what are our numbers? What are our numbers? We are overwhelmingly 13%, 12% of the population, and we are 60% of the prison population and the jail population. So what does that mean? 60% of our brothers, many of our brothers and sisters are slaves still in 2022 because they're in jail and prison. So pass me with all that old revisionist stuff about what power we do have. We ain't got none. We got people in our tribe and people that are in our families that have a little bit of money. Some of them, they ain't got no damn power. And that's what I was getting to earlier, because it happened with my family members too. My mentor that went into that mayor's house, he wasn't prepared to go in there mentally.
And Coach Joe, before you go on, because I'm not even going to address the name. When people say don't commit crimes, okay, so brothers and sisters should be going to jail for weed or harmless offenses.
I got it, DJ. I got this one for whoever said that, for the one that said that. Okay, how about this?
How about you tell the truth that what the FBI has said and what the Defamation League has said, that list of the oath keepers has come out, and there are hundreds of oath keepers, which are people that are against the Constitution, that are racist, that want to overturn this government and turn us back into Jim and Jane Crow, are in police departments, are in mayor's offices, are in FBI offices. Oath keepers, the military, paramilitary organization. It's full of white folks that want to turn the country back, make it great again. What they said.
Oh, and Sonic Boom's Coach Joe, man. Man, I thank the Most High that we're doing this stream, man. And like Sonic Boom C98 says, this is the only place we can still have a discussion like this. Some of the channels only exist for shock value and to down everything HBCU. We flock to ratchetness. Well, in Raw Truth Media, you got my word and Coach Joe's word that everything you listen here is authentic. I don't work for no one.
Facts.
For YouTube, everything's independent.
Facts.
We're just talking and stating the truth that everyone deservedly needs.
Facts.
And the truth, like Ed Houston said, it is ugly. The truth is ugly, but the truth will set you free.
Now, as a father of five, three of my children now adults, and two little ones, my children have taught me the truth about human beings and how we really are from birth as we grow and go through. And my kids have taught me that it is more than just about what you can see. See. And we need to take the understanding and come into the understanding, if you will, that there's a game within the game that's being played here. And when we start settling for not even what we are owed, and how are you not owed if you're paying a water bill in Mississippi? How are you not owed infrastructure that works properly for you and your family? How are you not owed? See.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's some of us that want to turn that into we asking for something. We not doing it ourselves. What?
Yeah.
What? You mean to tell me that a mom and a daddy who live in Jackson, Mississippi, who go to work and raise their kids, got to find time in their day to now work for the water company or work for the government to make sure that the infrastructure of the water system is working? That's what they got to do? Listen how silly that is, DJ.
Yeah, and I'm gonna take it another step further. You know how people, you could tell who's real and who's not when we talk about reparations, right? Something that's owed to us, our ancestors creating this country. I repeat, our ancestors creating this country off the sweat and backs.
DJ, hold on, DJ, and recouping money they stole from our ancestors, which should have been passed down to us. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, that too. And when we bring up reparations, look at the reaction. Oh, you're begging. No, it's what's owed to us. See, it's business.
Don't understand the word reparations, DJ.
Right.
Reparations mean to repair. What does that mean? That means you did something, that you broke something that needs to be fixed. That's what reparations mean. That ain't a handout.
You know what's crazy? No one complained about reparations when because I'm not trying to get my channel flagged, but you know who I'm talking about. When others got theirs.
What about
the reparations? That didn't even live in America.
What about the reparations, DJ, that the people are that the president keeps going to the till and giving money to?
Mm-hmm.
And that situation ain't got nothing to do with us.
Or that international, y'all know what I'm talking about,
Right.
war going on. That's a form of reparations. Didn't he give almost $1 trillion to them?
Yes.
I said, wow, $1 trillion for a war, but not to our own people. And they
See,
keep saying we love our citizens.
thank you.
Wow.
See, DJ, I saw this game here when I was over in South Africa. When I lived in South Africa, they have energy issues over there. They don't have the grid needs to be upgraded. They have rolling blackouts and all that kind of stuff, and you know, and many of them chalk it up to, well, we are in Africa. Well, we are in Africa, so you know, I mean, just have to expect that we are in Africa. Water issues and all kind, and I watched it when I was living there. How the system, the powers that be, how when they transferred power from the Afrikaans government, the racist government in the 90s when Nelson Mandela took over, and then blacks took over the government, didn't take over the economic part of the country, took over the government aspect of it. How they just sat and DJ, they knew them people didn't know how to run those infrastructures. They know that they weren't in positions of authority, weren't in positions of influence, weren't in position, didn't have jobs in those areas to know what was going on, weren't engineers, and you know what you need. They know they didn't have that when they took over, but they just sat back and watched the black people come in and take over, knowing they don't know how to run these systems. Why? Not because they dumb and they stupid, because they haven't done it. Because they've been locked out of doing it for decades.
And Coach Joe, since we talked about reparations, estimate wise, how much does America owe the black man and woman? Now, you know what's amazing? When we talk about reparations in an intelligent way, what we talk about education, improving in the communities, infrastructure, as well as money owed to each of what you call it? ADOS, descendants of slavery.
That's right.
That's something that's owed to us. It's not begging. Don't let these shines out here confuse you of what is earned, what is owed to you.
Now, for me, there should be two things, and a shout out to the brother and sister over at ADOS and also to Cube too for putting together a black agenda. We need an agenda. We need a black agenda. Okay, more than as well as a check. We need checks, and we need a black agenda. Our healthcare situation needs to be addressed. Our education system needs to be addressed. Okay, our real estate situations need to be addressed. This red line and all the stuff that still goes on in this country needs to be addressed. See, there's a lot of things that needs to be addressed, and we need to be disaggregated from everybody else in this country that aren't us, because there aren't anybody in this country that are like us. Nobody.
And let me read this last comment before we roll out, Coach. Sonic Boom C98 says, I'm all for reparations, but the part of the problem is we have the wrong people speaking on it. A lot of people can't speak on it effectively. When I try to discuss it with brothers, they seem to not say much. And you, what were you gonna say, Coach?
No, I was gonna say that's a great point.
And again, the perfect person to talk about reparations is a vision, not just putting money in pockets, but a vision to have our community at the power, stay in power. That's what it's all about.
Facts. And getting what we are owed.
Yes.
What we are owed. A bill that is due. Dr. King said before they murdered him. Now, is there anybody that's going to say that James Earl Ray, which they found out he didn't do it, by the way, But the one they said did it. Worked alone. Obviously, he didn't work alone. The system killed Dr. King. But he said it. What did he say back in the day? Cut the check.
You know what's funny? And what's sad, really? The education system only teach the or around the I Have a Dream Dr. King.
Facts.
They didn't talk about the real Dr. King that was speaking that truth.
Facts.
That was going to Memphis and other places for the workers, for them to get better pay. They said, hey, you got to cut that check.
Facts.
And then the government was saying, oh, Dr. King's getting too powerful.
Well, he's talking about the wrong thing. See, when you want to talk about us allowing us to spend our money with you, let me repeat that. If you're talking about allowing us to spend our money with them and in their infrastructures and their businesses, well, that's we can discuss that. We can discuss you not coming through the back door, you coming through the front door to pay us. We can discuss that. But what we're not going to discuss, we're not going to discuss the state of what we've done to you as a people, and we're not going to discuss poor people. Dr. King was preparing for the poor people's march, which was going to be way bigger than the March on Washington.
Oh, yeah.
And they weren't having that.
Coach Joe, brothers and sisters are willing to stop everything for that poor people's march.
Yep.
And just how the government operates, they had to shut it down.
That's right.
It took over.
That's right. That's right. And we got to stop this, DJ. We got to stop this nonsense hero worshiping crap in our culture. Those few people that you see in the public eye, whether they're athletes, whether they're entertainers, or whether they are in the business world, they make up such a small percentage of us, it's not even funny. They are not the rule. They are not how we should be looked at as in this country either, because they don't represent the rule. They are exceptions to the rule. And what rule is that? What rule is that? That we don't have resources. They are exception to the rule that we don't have resources. Our people as a whole are broke. As a whole are broke.
And Coach Joe, I want to point out, I never trust anyone who hero worships another person. Because how can I take your word for anything if you're just a follower? That you follow somebody every word. You know those people that say, hey, I don't like this person because they follow another man, another woman? You should never trust them.
Facts.
But any last words before we roll out, Coach Joe?
Yeah, just DJ, thank you again for all that you do here at DJ's Raw and Cut Truth. Bringing another banger, bringing another awesome topic, that we can come and talk about. When you call me and say, Coach, we got to do this. What we gonna do this? Let's do this. It's like, yes, DJ, let's do this, and we start building really quickly to make this happen, because the family needs this. We need this. I want to thank you so very much, DJ, for all that you do. Keeping the ones and twos going. To the family, thank you so much for coming in on this Sunday afternoon and sharing some of your time, your energy, and your efforts. A shout out to Zoe for coming on to the show and sharing his stories and sharing with us his experience. We appreciate you so much, my brother. And I thank you guys so much. I saw Lucretia Daniels in there. I saw you. Shout out, my sister. Shout out to you as well, and to all the other brothers and sisters who shouted out as well. Shout out as well to you. And like I always like to leave us with, as Lucretia Daniels says, it was educational as usual. Thank you. You are so welcome, my sister. I like to leave with is that the word I learned over in Africa when I lived there in Ubuntu, which is loosely translated means because of me, you are, because of you, I am. We are one, family. Have a wonderful, blessed rest of your day. And DJ, shout out to your Cowboys if they play today.
Oh, yeah. We're trying to beat that Tom Brady. You know, yeah, I love it every time we beat that guy.
Yes, indeed.
And
Yes.
before you go, everyone, out of all videos, this is the video to share throughout all of social media platforms because it's about educating our people. These are
Yes.
the conversations we need to have.
Facts. I would love the last of Sonic Boom. Put his last one, but the DJ is so beautiful. He said another problem with our politics is we've become fans again, fanatics of politicians instead of hiring them to work for us and serve us. We've tricked ourselves. Woo!
We'll leave it at that. That's powerful.
That's powerful right there.
I wanna remember that comment. I need a screenshot there.
Yes, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. Yes, that is. Yes, indeed.
Man, I appreciate all of you, man. This is how many, Coach Joe. I realized something. Not too many people are going to have these type of discussions on YouTube.
I love it.
They're afraid of getting flagged and all that stuff. I have no fear. I'm going to talk about one thing I learned. We all learn. You just got to code the words. But the thing about truth, no matter how you code the words, the real ones will understand no matter what.
Without a doubt. Facts. Without a doubt.
Peace and blessings. Peace and love to everyone. Have a blessed day. Try to be as positive as you can be, man. That's all I ask for. Y'all have a blessed day, and I'm out.